What's up, everybody?
Tube.
We are back.
What's
How
good?
how's it going?
The weather, man, it's back to being 80 degrees again.
Yeah, dude. Fucking weather's been sweet this week.
Today was gorgeous. Not gonna lie.
No,
It was.
you know what?
I actually
You're
enjoyed
gorgeous,
working
Jason.
outside today.
You're gorgeous.
Oh
Thanks.
shit.
Thanks, Dave. Jeez, I
Josh,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
speaking of gorgeous,
Yes, sir.
You know what gorgeous reminds me of? Like when you dress real nice. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
usually you dress nice. You know, you can dress nice anytime, but sometimes you do it for occasions. Right?
Oh, like special occasions?
like a special event, maybe. Maybe like
Mhm.
I don't know. You get dressed to the nines.
Like a
For-
ceremony.
Like
kind.
yeah, ceremonies, graduations, award ceremonies. Also,
Dave, did you say award ceremonies?
I might have.
Yes, he did.
Are you referencing by chance the shitties?
The first episode, I guess, if you want to call it, of the shitties.
Let's
Yes.
just be
Yes.
stupid. Let's just be stupid and say the first annual shitties.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It rolls up. from-
Semi-annual, the semi-annual, biannual, triannual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're so
Tell our
We're
people
doing
about
it.
it.
we're doing it. We introduced our own proprietary rating system. We thought, why not introduce our own proprietary award show?
Amen,
The
bro.
shitties.
The shitties.
Every 5 movies on the AFI list, we're going to re-rank the AFI movies in order of our shitometer scores, as well as give out best picture, best actor, actress,
That's right.
supporting
And
actors and actress, music.
And you know what's not going to happen here?
What's
We're
that?
not going to give out participation trophies.
No,
Oh no.
not at all. You know what else is not going to happen? We're not going to agree on any of it.
No.
But that's what's going to make it fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna do our first episode, our first annual Shitties Award show. And it's gonna reference the 5 movies that we've talked about so far. So Do the Right Thing, which we're talking about today, Blade Runner, Yankee Doodle Dandy, Toy Story, and Ben-Hur.
Yep.
So we'll get out, not to run through all of them, but we'll give out awards similar to another award show, not to be named.
The Academy Awards.
Yeah, pretty much the Academy. Best picture, best best actor, supporting actor,
Best supporting
actress.
actor, actress,
Yeah, all those things.
cinematography, Dave.
Yeah, cinematography can't forget. I might
God.
bring it up this episode. So yeah, so we'll do all that. I think it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
So,
And
yeah,
we have we got a pretty tasty wardrobe
yes.
picked out for you guys.
Don't
We
spoil
are-
it.
we
Don't
are
spoil
dressing
it.
up. We're
gonna,
dressing up.
we're gonna synchronize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're actually gonna get a chance to see the human fossil with
Maybe
his
in
skin
photo.
on.
We got this kid.
Yeah.
He's drank enough souls.
Yeah.
That he
Yes.
can,
So he creates
Yep.
some skin for himself.
It'll be quick.
But in the meantime,
Yes.
what we're here to talk about today is number 96 on AFI's list of top 100 movies. Do the Right Thing, a Spike Lee joint.
Yep.
Yep. So on that note, I guess we should hit up that juicy intro, huh?
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was, so I was just like, well, I hope it's not me, because this is gonna be like 10 seconds of silence.
That's the name of your fucking life there, Dave.
It could be a song title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I Human, we're coming back. 10 seconds of silence.
And then that's the end of the CD. Give us $10.
Yeah. Well, it's like that. It's like the Korn album that had 14. Was it 14 tracks of silence before it finally started?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
it
it
was
started with
awful.
Freak on a Leash.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Yeah. Terrible. Band.
What a waste. Why are we talking about Korn? All right, here we go. Shut the
Pull
fuck up.
it.
Pull his dick. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents a comprehensive review of the American Film Institute's top 100 movies of all time. Number 96, Do the Right Thing. I'm your co-host, The Human Dart, along with...
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Hey.
Oh,
see, you
what's
introed me
up?
that time.
Let's go. One shot, one kill.
Good
How's
job.
everybody doing?
Oh shit! I'm excited. Another week is done. It was a week with all of our power, all of our water. It was actually warm outside a couple of times. I broke a sweat.
Yep. Man, I've been breaking the
Yeah.
sweat lately. I've been jumping on some exercise routines.
Fuck yeah, Dave. P90X, baby.
Not sponsored, although, I mean, look, I'm not gonna say no if they want to
If
sponsor
they,
the show.
yeah, if they want to refund you your money so you can sponsor their product,
Yeah, absolutely.
Dave will sign up for that.
Yeah, I mean, look, $60, I'll definitely take it.
Yeah.
No, man, it's been fucking brutal. Also, I'm out of shape, so
Look, when I saw you last week, you were definitely in some kind of shape.
Yes, pear shape.
round.
you know what, man? That's okay, because that's version 0.1. All right. The next time you
okay.
see me in real life, it'll be moderately improved.
That'll be three. Yeah, that'll be 3 years from now. You'll have gray hairs and shit by then.
I already have gray hairs.
Oh, you're old as fuck. What day are you on now? Day 4?
This was well, tomorrow will be my first rest day. This was day 6.
Okay, so you
tomorrow-
did it already today?
Yeah, I got it out of the way because I knew we had a pod going on.
My man.
So yeah, I was dying. I was wheezing. It was but it was all right. It's 30 minutes a day, so
Oof.
it's brutal.
You know what sounds good, especially after a good workout like that?
What's that?
Some of Sal's famous pizza.
Oh yeah.
Let's well, I don't know. I gotta admit, 'cause
That didn't look.
With some
Some of
extra
that-
mozzarella on that motherfucker.
that's $2 more.
That was $2.
So there was a time when John
That is some
Turturro was
expensive
supposed to cut the pizza, and you can just tell he's just floating over the pie. Like, he's not cutting that shit in real life.
He's acting, Dave. He's acting like he's cutting it.
I mean, he could
Yeah.
have just cut it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, unless he was told by the director, hey, don't cut that shit because we don't have too many of these pizzas, and if we fuck up, it's gonna look
It's like
jacked.
Apparently, it's an extra $2 per slice of pizza for extra cheese, so they didn't have a lot of extra cheese on set.
Yeah,
That's expensive cheese.
But hey,
but
you know
hey,
what? We're here to talk about, for those who maybe haven't picked up yet, we're here to talk about the number 96 movie on AFI's top 100 list, Do the Right Thing.
Yeah. Spike Lee directed, wrote, and starred in.
And starred in it, unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
But
Jason, you want to hit us with a quick recap, and then I'll go over a couple of stats about the movie.
Sure.
Do
All
it
right,
fun.
so Do the Right Thing. It's a 1989 comedy drama film produced,
Otherwise known as a
written-
dramedy.
yeah, or comrom or whatever the hell they call them.
that's a romantic
directed
comedy.
by Spike Lee.
Com-rom.
That's a romantic
Rom-com
comedy.
or
That's a romantic comedy,
something
but
like-
whatever.
okay,
That's fine.
yeah, drom-com.
Yeah, bugging out and Mookie, man. They were
Drom-com.
they were building a relationship.
Yeah. The story explores a motherfucking hot, super hot day. I mean, I don't know if they mentioned it, but it was hot.
Yeah.
Day in Brooklyn neighborhood.
Yeah, the hottest day of the summer.
Yes, as simmering racial tensions mount, culminating in a tragic and violent end to a hot, so hot, super hot, scorching hot motherfucking summer day. Hot. It was fucking hot.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
So
A whole
uh,
recap.
Yeah, that was pretty much a
I mean,
recap.
I
man.
mean,
fucking hot.
that's not. Without really getting into the meat of the movie, that is
Yeah.
that is basically
That is a
the
recap
movie.
of it. Yeah.
I mean, the movie takes place over the course of an entire day.
Day.
Yeah.
When I was explaining this movie to Amanda, she's like, "What's it about?" I'm like, "Well, it's about this like really hot day and everybody interacting." I like it's
During
it's
that
kind of like it's kind of like Seinfeld. It's kind of like a movie about nothing.
It's just a hot day. It's
well,
hot.
But then
It's-
it becomes about something pretty quickly
yeah,
at the end.
it's. I don't remember the runtime of the movie. I don't know if anybody has
2
it.
hours.
Okay.
No, it's like 2 hours.
So
Yeah.
I mean, the movie for about an hour and 20 minutes, the actual main point of the movie is only like I don't want to say it's subtle because you can feel
You pick
that
up on it.
You can pick up on it, but you know, they just kind of drop little bits of it here and there. It's slow fed, and then the dam breaks at the end, and the movie definitely hits you. You know, really like I don't want to say
across.
I don't want to say abruptly, but I mean it's like when it hits, it's like I was completely engaged, and it was very surreal. You know, for me. And
yeah, Dave, this was your first time watching it, right?
Yes, I had not seen it before.
Same for me.
Although I do remember, like, it's weird. I know I haven't seen it, but I know that I've been in a room where someone was watching it because I had definitely seen a couple of these scenes before.
Yeah, this is on TV quite a bit back in the day.
And I have 2 older brothers, so I know that this was watched in my house at one point, but I didn't.
They were probably watching the Rosie Perez scenes.
Yeah, I'm sure. But hey, do we want to continue on with our thoughts? Or do we want to go ahead and throw out our
go over the stats?
Well, yeah, let me give a couple of stats here real quick. So,
slow down, Dave.
Do the Right Thing, released in 1989. This was made on a budget of $6.5 million. It made $37 million at the box office. So, moderate success.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah, from an award standpoint, it was nominated for 2 Oscars. Best Supporting Actor for Danny Aiello, who plays Sal in the movie. He actually loses the Oscar, though, to my main man Denzel for Glory.
That's probably a correct choice.
Yeah. Glory, one of my favorite all time.
Yep. And then it was nominated for Best Writing Screenplay written directly for the screen. It also lost, and it lost that one to Dead Poets Society.
That's a strong movie.
Another good entry on the list.
Yeah, Dead Poets Society is a strong movie.
So this is Spike Lee's only movie on the top 100 list. And just a quick side note here, Robert De Niro was supposed to be cast as Sal initially, but he had other obligations, and so Robert De Niro actually recommended Danny Aiello for the role.
Okay.
Dang.
Of Sal. Cool. That worked out pretty good.
You know, without deep diving into that, I now that you say that, trying to think of De Niro in the role. I'm not saying De Niro would have taken the Oscar from Denzel that year, but I think De Niro would have.
I think he'd have been too. It would have overpowered the movie, I think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, actually. I think that would have been too much.
Then it becomes the Robert De Niro movie.
Yeah.
But you know, to echo some of the same things Dave said there. First time I've seen the movie, and I was excited because this is really kind of the first contemporary movie that's on the list for us, where, you know, you had Ben-Hur, you had Yankee Doodle Dandy, which took place, you know, definitely more so in the past. Toy Story is a cartoon movie, and then Blade Runner takes place somewhere in a dystopian future. So it was really refreshing to watch a movie that's kind of takes place more in our time frame.
Yeah.
And, you know, really has a lot of the same language and same things going on in society. So that was a very refreshing part of the movie for me, for sure. I liked the movie quite a bit. I thought it was very entertaining in parts, for sure. Like, I thought the comedy parts were great. And, you know, as we'll talk about as we kind of go through some of the categories here, but I mean, Jesus Christ, this movie came out 32 years ago, and we're still dealing with a lot of the same shit today.
Again, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, we'll get into, or that I had planned on getting into with Age Well or Age Poorly. I don't know which one I don't know which it falls into, but, you know, it definitely, I mean,
save it, Dave.
Yeah, we'll save it then.
We'll get there.
How about you give your thoughts, Josh, and the score that you gave it?
Yeah, so like I said, overall, I enjoyed the movie. I think this is, you know, I think it's pretty clear as to why this movie is on the list, and it's more for like the social aspect of it, the importance of what it's bringing to light, and really showing the point of view of, a black person in America at that time, or particularly in Brooklyn, and their relationship with other races and their relationship with the police officers there.
Absolutely.
Which we've seen outside of Brooklyn as well is still not great in the country. So that's what I was saying.
You would almost
it's crazy
say it's
to see
identical. That. I mean,
it's incredibly identical. So, for the importance of the movie, and I think how well made the movie is, I'm going to rate it a 45 for me.
Okay. I'll go next. So I agree, without just repeating a lot of the stuff that Josh said, I think the movie is ultimately, if all you're trying to find out is, should you watch this movie? And I would say if you have not seen it, I would definitely recommend you watch this movie at least once, because again, it is incredibly relevant to current events. So I don't want to say surprisingly relevant, because it might not be. It's probably not surprising for a lot of people, but I think it's I don't know. I think it's very well made. There are some issues that I do want to bring up that are not related to the content of the movie, but more so some of the execution of some of the particular acting and things like that. But I'm gonna go with a 35 for my rating. I think it is a very important movie. I think the movie is very good, and that's kind of where I see it for myself.
All right. This was a tough movie to watch. The depiction of what you see rings true in 2020 as it did in the 1989, 1990. I struggled with the score, if I'm honest. My enjoyment level for the movie is not ideal due to the content. I don't relate to the setting. I've been to New York once and hated it. Only reason I'll ever go back is to see the Statue of Liberty. But I do feel the importance of the film. And I don't mean like I feel like the importance of the film merits a better score. I feel like what I'm saying is you can feel literally the importance of the film while you're watching it. The movie speaks to the tenuous relationship between people, friends, races, even among people that have known each other decades. I gave the movie a score of a 34.
Which gives us an overall rating of a 38. So it's definitively a movie we would recommend you go watch. So if that's all you're trying to get out of this, that is our recommendation for sure, is to go watch the movie.
It is worth watching at least once.
Absolutely. So.
All right, so let's just get right into favorite scenes here, because there are some fucking funny scenes in this movie. I'm gonna start with what I think is my favorite scene in the whole movie is so it's super hot this day, right? And this whole thing takes place in this one block of Brooklyn. And the kids go over and they open up one of the fire hydrants.
Oh,
that's a young Martin Lawrence over there.
Yep.
Opening up the fire hydrant. Looks like we lost something there. We good?
Yeah, we lost. It's okay. Go ahead. I will.
We lost Craig, but we got his brother.
All right. Open up the fire hydrant, and so everybody's playing out and having a good time in the fire hydrant, and then you get old. I don't know the actor's name, but I know him as Billy Batts from. Damn it. Why am I blanking on this movie? It's coming up in a couple of movies on this list here.
Pulp Fiction?
The gangster movie that Scorsese does.
Goodfellas,
yep. He plays Billy Batts in the movie Goodfellas, and his whole time he's just yelling at the kids, "Don't you fucking spray any water in my car! Don't you do it!"
This is a classic.
Yeah, and of course like, nah, man, just go on. You're good. And of course, he starts rolling through, and man, they fucking douse that shit in water.
Yeah.
And the police happen to be coming by at the time, and he's fucking raising a stink, and the cops are just like, if I were you, I'd move that car before they start tearing this thing apart.
It's like, did you get their names? What the fuck you think I did? What?
Yeah,
Joe and Mo.
yeah. Is that? Did you get their last name? Is that are they brothers? Yeah, they're brothers. I mean, that dude is just—it's so funny. Seeing him pop up in this movie, he's definitely like that guy. He pops up in all kinds of movies. But I thought that was a funny scene.
Yeah.
I'll go next. So, obviously, I think the best or most important scene of the movie is kind of the last sections of the movie. But
the pizzeria burning.
Yes. But
can I tell you what the best part of that scene is?
What is that?
It's when my man Smiley is sitting there stuttering, trying to get out the words "fuck you."
Yeah. I think obviously that's the most powerful scene in the movie, and it kind of encompasses like the last, I don't know exactly, but 10 to 15-ish minutes of the movie. But I pretty much liked all of the scenes with Sweet Dick Willie, and his friends.
I bet you did, Dave.
Yes,
yeah, I bet
yes,
you
that's
did.
right.
One name you remembered.
But I mean,
Sweet Dick.
I think the other guy's
Dave,
name.
Dave fucking loves love sausage. He's in on Sweet Dick Willie.
What is the other guy's name? It was the initials. It was just the initials.
ML.
ML.
Yeah, ML.
And then I don't remember the guy that was under the umbrella. I don't remember his name. But all their
Coconut.
Is that really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The other guy's named Coconut.
All their interactions were super funny. I loved all of that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's kind of those were kind of my favorite scenes in the movie. Those two kind of.
I had two scenes, and I think the reason why these are my favorite scenes is because they're more on the serious side, but they, for whatever reason, they just like, I just took enjoyment from them for the context. With the one part where you have the mayor taking the flowers to mother's sister.
Yes.
Yep.
And the story of the mayor through a lot of this film, the dude's disrespected.
Yeah.
But you
punk ass kids.
Yeah, but it puts. I find that in this movie a lot. It makes you think from different angles, and I'm always thinking at different angles. And when you have a character like the mayor, I think we've all seen somebody like the mayor, drunk, hobo, down on his luck, sweeping the corner store for $1 so he could buy some, Miller Lite or Miller High Life or whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you never know about those people. Like, you never put yourself in their place. You don't know what they've gone through.
Yeah, you don't know their story, basically.
Yeah, and even some of the stories that he tells, you can't really tell like how much truth is in those stories, or if that is why he is where he is. And you have to assume that he's telling the truth, and it makes you, it makes you sympathetic.
Absolutely.
I think the other scene for me is when Mookie tries to have a civilized discussion with Pino, and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you."
Oh yeah,
and he's talking about his favorite athletes, actors.
Eddie Murphy. Who's your favorite athlete?
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Prince, I think, is his favorite artist.
Oh yeah, who's your favorite musician? Prince, right? No,
he's like,
Bruce.
And he's like, no, it's the Prince. But you can see where in this scene, like Mookie is trying to have this conversation because he's tired of the racist rhetoric.
Yeah. He's like, but those guys aren't black.
Yeah. And
Pino, I mean, they rise above that.
Yeah. And Pino can't say the difference. But really, he can't just, he has problems differentiating beyond the fact that he just likes them. And it's a powerful point because it feeds, I think, Mookie's frustration through the film.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. The only other scene I have to add there is the Jordan scene on the street with Bugging Out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The lone white guy walking by hits his bike on his shoes, and he's like, "Yo!"
And he's got the Larry Bird jersey on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
like, "Well, you know, I bought this brownstone on this street. Who told you to move into Brooklyn on my side of the street and buy a brownstone?" He's like, "I was born in Brooklyn."
Oh,
Oh man, that scene was fucking funny too, man. Giancarlo Esposito. Jason, you didn't even know that was him until you looked at it after the movie.
I had no clue until I started looking up the cast after the movie was over. I was just like, wow. I can't believe I did not notice the
Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Los Pollos Hermano.
Yeah, man. I had no idea.
Yeah,
This
he
movie
did a good job.
This movie was loaded.
Yeah, it is.
He did a good job in this movie.
So
but yeah, I mean, those are definitely some of the best scenes in the movie. Dave, are you going to go into favorite character there?
I am, and it's going to be Demare.
Okay.
So
there you go.
he's my favorite character. He
what does the DUH stand for? Does it stand for drunk ass?
I don't know that it stands for anything, but I mean, I think I just really enjoyed his character. I think he was
he's a deep character, man.
Yes, he's you know, and it wasn't obvious to me at first that it was going to be like that. Sorry, I had to like my cat is just trying to be on this podcast, so but no, I really enjoyed the mayor. I really enjoyed his interactions with mother sister, and I mean, he saved the little boy from getting killed by the car. Yeah. You know, he always. He just he always had some words of wisdom, and
do the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the name of the movie, right? So
yeah.
I mean, obviously his importance can't be overstated. So I'm going with the mayor.
That's a good choice. I like the mayor.
All right, mine's a little bit outside the box. My favorite character is actually not a character, but a trio. Coconut Sid, ML, and Dave's favorite, Sweet Dick, Willie. Some of the best laughs and some of the best real talk takes place under that tent with those three guys.
And the conversation that they have about the Korean shop owners across the street.
Yes, that rings true even to today. And there's that, and there's the other part. I mean, if you just took out like just their scenes, not only do you have some of the funniest stuff, you have some of the I don't know, some of the, in my opinion, just some of the like realist talk in the movie happens in that little trio.
Yeah,
fantastic. But I mean, the contrast between some of the comedy that they just like rip on each other about, and then some of the real talk that they have, like you were talking about with the when are you going to open that business? That's right. You're never going to fucking open that business. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk across the street. I'm going to go right over there. I'm going to give those motherfuckers money.
Yeah, I'm going to go buy a beer from those motherfuckers right now. Give my Miller High Life. They must have been sponsored by Miller High Life.
Maybe.
They must have footed some of that $6 million bill.
Doctor, why don't you have Miller High Life? You know how serious it is for a man to change his beer type?
The fucking mayor, bro.
Hey, the once underrated sequence in this whole movie, and I'm glad it happened because I didn't remember I've watched this movie twice in my whole life, but with Big Boy, the guy carrying around the boombox.
Oh,
Radio Raheem.
Yep.
Yeah, Raheem. I was like, God dang, man. I remember like people walking around. Now, I did not walk around with one of those because it was just before my time. But
that's why.
Yeah. And I would see people carrying these things around. And I just remember when I watched it today, I was like, God dang, man, people don't understand. That motherfucker took like 16 batteries.
What did he say? 20?
Yeah, he said
20. He says 20. His is like super
20
sad.
motherfucking D batteries.
Yep.
See? D, motherfucker, D.
Look,
But
right here. This is the equivalent to that today. This and some fucking AirPods.
Yeah. Or you could be like really bougie and get the new AirPod Maxes, which is like over the ear.
Yeah, $550.
Or you can buy Raycons like I'm wearing. And if you'd like to sponsor us, Raycon, I'm more than willing.
Look, I don't care if fucking Logitech wants to sponsor us. I'm down for that.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my favorite character, I think I went with something that was a little bit more complicated, which is Sal.
Okay.
Sal's my favorite character in the movie. And I look at it more as a perspective of, he's a business owner. I'm a manager of a store, right? There's some similarities there to having to manage your people. So just seeing the management style with his sons was funny. The interaction he had with Mookie throughout the movie he had was funny. Some of the interaction he had with his customers mostly were funny. There were some tragic moments, obviously, as well. But I feel like genuinely Sal's a good guy. Like, it's important to him because you see the conversation between him and Pino at one point where Pino's like, we should just close this down and go open up a pizza place over on our side of the town.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, there's so many pizzerias over there. Plus, I've been here for 25 years. Like the people that live in this area grew up on my food. Like that's important to him.
Yeah, he says it. He goes, I'm proud of that. Like you can laugh, but I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. And you see him do like, look, the mayor comes up and look, I mean, he could easily just tell him to fuck off, but
he gives him $1 to sweep up in the front.
Throws in some money to clean up in the front. Yeah. I mean, why am I so bad with names and shit today?
Smiley.
Pino?
Yeah, Smiley comes up while he's doing that, and Pino's trying to run him off, and he goes out and buys a picture from Pino, and makes it. But like, he genuinely cares. Like at the end of the movie, that really sets the whole thing off. Is he's like, you know what, we're closed, but let those kids in, man. They love my pizza. They love it.
That was and
listen, as you guys know, I'm not letting anybody in that door after we close.
That's right.
That dog ain't gonna hunt.
You had 365 days.
That's right.
That's
right. God damn it. Look, we were open for 8 hours today, not 8 hours and 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing good ever comes from letting people in after you close. And
that was the moral of this movie, basically.
Yep. But look, at the end of the day, I think from Sal's point of view, it's what can happen when somebody pushes you too far, right? It's his place. He doesn't want to be pushed by anybody. He doesn't want to be pushed by bugging out, complaining about not having any brothers up on the wall of fame. He doesn't want to be pushed by Radio Raheem walking in with this gigantic fucking radio blaring in his face when he's trying to order some pizzas.
Yeah.
It's
with some extra motherfucking mozzarella.
Yeah, it's it is definitely unfortunate how it ends for Sal, though. Obviously,
yeah.
And obviously that's that there is it's up for some debate, and obviously it's very important to the movie as far as are those the feelings that Sal always had underneath. I think that's part. Obviously that's part of the movie creating a dialogue, right? Like people that you've known for decades, might harbor some, although you wouldn't think so, but they might harbor some, ill thoughts or, however you want to put that, right? So, yeah.
But Sal was complicated, but overall, I thought Danny Aiello did a good job.
Yeah.
With the character for sure.
No, from an acting perspective, I think he was fantastic.
Yeah, he's easily the best actor in this movie.
Yeah. So while we're talking about that, I want to go ahead and just get out there my least favorite character. And let me clarify this by saying it's not my least favorite character. Specifically, it's Spike Lee's acting job. Is my least favorite thing.
Come on, man. How are you going to hate on Mookie, bro?
I like Mookie the character. I really
You're the greatest.
But I don't like Spike Lee's acting of Mookie.
Look, you guys need to be prepared for an argument next week for the shitties, okay? For best actor, because I'm coming in hot for Spike Lee.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway, to me, Spike Lee gives about as good of a performance from an acting perspective as M. Night Shyamalan does in his movies. Okay, which is to say, a lot of deadpan, a lot of just like Sal. When are you gonna pay me? Are you gonna pay me today, Sal?
I think had he not focused on directing movies for so long, we'd be talking about award-winning actor Spike Lee.
No, honestly, I feel like if he would have gotten somebody else to play this role, like it would have made the movie even better.
He only had a $6.5 million budget.
I understand that.
Denzel Washington was busy.
And Denzel did Glory.
Yeah. I'm aware. Okay. All I'm saying is, like I said, to me, that is the one kind of glaring production related issue with the movie is Spike Lee's acting performance. But that's just my opinion. It's just like your opinion, man.
I'm going to kind of go opposite of that.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Spike Lee wrote it and said, depending on who I get to be my girlfriend in this movie, this ice scene, I might just have to act in this movie.
Oh, that's what he said?
I'm pretty sure.
So then they they
director's privilege.
Then they found Rosie Perez, which also made that Rosie Perez scene a little bit strange. Because I was like, interesting. He hires Rosie Perez for her first movie, and then he writes these scenes with her. Interesting.
Speaking of Rosie Perez, that's my least favorite character.
What?
And listen, I'm not talking about fine ass Rosie Perez. Okay, I'm talking about Tina. All right, she's nagging my man Mookie the whole day. Mookie's out trying to make money. He's trying to make money for this family. Okay,
yes, he is. That is true story, Dave.
He's got shit. He's got shit to do. Okay, and she's just nagging him nonstop. Where the fuck you at? Where you been?
Where are you going?
Mookie, what you gonna do with your life? I don't know what that accent I was trying to
do. I don't know. It's hard to do a Rosie Perez.
At the end of the movie, he gets up to go find work. And she's like, where are you going? Like, bitch, I just said I got to go get some money. I got to go make money.
And, whenever she's yelling at him, I don't know if the camera didn't pan down all the way. Like, I didn't know their kid was right there in the bed with them.
Oh, yeah. Totally passed out in the bed.
Yeah.
Did they like drug this kid? Because this kid is never awake. He is like comatose through every scene that he's in.
Well, that's another reason why she's my least favorite character. She's obviously a terrible parent, Dave.
Yeah, she is.
A couple of interesting Rosie Perez tidbits here. Her first movie, as Dave alluded to, at this time she was choreographing the Fly Girls in Living Color.
Oh, okay,
great show.
Yeah, so she was actually choreographing dance moves for J-Lo at the time, which is pretty interesting. Spike Lee met her out at a club or a bar or something like that. Met her, and he's talking to her about being in this movie, and she's like, "I'm not an actress." He's like, "Yeah, you are." Bam, that was it. Locked her up.
That's how the story went, huh?
Yep.
Nice. Yep.
So
and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna need to get naked. Now I'm gonna rub this ice all over your body."
All right. So the naked scene, right? Listen.
Were they stunt doubles?
No, they weren't. That was Rosie Perez.
All right.
Wait. I'm sorry. Fine ass Rosie Perez.
Yes. Make sure you get that.
Let me ruin the scene for you, though.
Oh, God.
Do you want to know why it didn't show her face along with her boobies in the same screen?
I didn't really have that question, but I guess now I do.
Because she was crying. Because she felt bad doing this nude scene because she didn't know what her parents and everybody were going to think. So she's crying while Spike Lee is rubbing ice on her nipples. Enjoy that scene next time you watch it.
God.
That just got ejected into the aged poorly. What a segue. Jason, do you have a least favorite character to talk about?
But hey,
just
Rosie Perez.
Just so you know, Selma Hayek had the exact same problem doing her nude scene with Antonio Banderas in Desperado.
Does she get nude in that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, she does. She sure does.
Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Jason's like, is that movie on the list?
Yeah. Let me open up Netflix while you guys are talking real quick.
Yeah. I'll go with my least favorite.
Well, you're the last one, so that would be the order.
So my least favorite. This is easy. This is slam dunk. I can't believe you guys didn't pick this dirt bag. Pino.
Yes.
His
Pino.
character.
I mean, Pino's the chalk pick, man.
I know, but and the reason I don't like him is exactly why I shouldn't like him, and the reason he's my least favorite. He feels trapped in this job, in which he should be thankful that he has. And the dude is full of hate. Like, just, there is no good Pino. And he takes it out on his brother.
Yeah, the scene where they break into, everybody's throwing their racial slurs at each other.
Yeah.
You know, where you get Pino, you got Mookie, you got the Puerto Rican dude, and then you got the Korean shop owner.
And you got the cop.
Yeah, on the cop. God damn it, dude. That fucking scene is brutal. And particularly Pino is like fucking brutal. Like take your fucking pizza back to Africa.
I know.
God damn it, dude.
He and now look, maybe this is just his acting chops, but like he is so believable.
Oh, yeah.
And and he also doesn't respect what his father's done. Like he just from top to bottom 100% douchebag.
Oh, dude, I mean, like, yeah, I agree. He is.
So did you find that scene yet, Josh?
Very easy.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking for it.
He's very easy to hate, and that testament to John Turturro's acting.
That's brutal. I mean, look, and I think we're being pretty sterile here through most of this podcast because I think we all feel like this is a hard movie to talk about, right? Because there's a lot of shit going on in this movie. But I mean, let's not leave off the real fucking elephant in the room here, which is the fucking NYPD.
Yeah.
Good God, man. Like,
no.
Like, look, Radio Raheem is a big motherfucker. Like, that's a big dude. But do you have to choke him to fucking death?
And it's not even like it wasn't even that they were just had the baton against him. Like they had the baton to his throat and then lifting him off the ground with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you got the one officer's like, yo, dog, like
yeah, let him go.
Like,
let him go.
Let him go. Let him go. And man, I mean, they just fucking hold him up there until he stops kicking.
Yeah.
That's the, at that moment,
that's when it gets heavy.
That's when the movie gets immediately surreal because this isn't.
It just took a dark turn.
Well, yeah. And regardless of your politics or whatever you think, I mean, the same shit happened last year in 2020.
I mean,
almost the same exact shit.
Yeah. I mean, the movie is, this shit happens way, one, it shouldn't happen at all, but it happens way too often, and it's still happening in 2020, and it's just like, yeah, when that starts happening, like, it's like this isn't a Hollywood movie, like this is like real life.
Yeah, I mean that's a transition for me into Aged Poorly because unfortunately that's something that is still happening today and is aged poorly from this movie. It's poor that we're still dealing with that bullshit.
Yes. Yeah. I had something slightly less. I say slightly, much less heavy on my Aged Poorly, just to bring a little bit of levity to the situation.
Do it.
I just think Rosie Perez's mothering skills aged so poorly. She's just yelling, cussing, just like, yes, is Mookie not a decent dad? I mean, we only see one day.
I was saying we see one day. So like you don't know shit about Mookie.
But she hasn't seen him in a week.
Yeah, like we can only use.
Yeah, but look, you got customers out there like I've been standing here for 30 minutes. Look, we've been open for 3 minutes.
We only have context clues to really show us like how Mookie is as a dad, right? But he's hold on. he's not perfect. I mean, it's clear that he's not
he's not father of the year.
He's not winning father of the year. But
I agree.
But I mean, dude, like her son and her mom are in the kitchen and she's getting naked in the movie. Like in just they're just a hallway. Like if the mom leans in and looks to her left, she can see her daughter.
Get naked. I'll be right back. And then he just walks into the kitchen and gets some ice cubes out of the freezer.
While her mom is just ripping him up.
While her mom and his son are sitting there.
He's like, hey, I gotta take this ice cubes back because I'm about to put it all over your naked, daughter.
Yeah,
he doesn't say that, but
while she cries.
Golly, dude.
Yeah, while she cries.
So yeah, yeah, that was just meant to bring levity. You know, I didn't realize Rosie Perez is crying and stuff like that. So it kind of makes you feel bad for choosing that.
Oh shit!
But you know,
I'm gonna go with as far as age pool. I'm kind of trampling on what Josh said. There is a vicious cycle of racism in this movie. It's hard to stomach, and it's not all one way. The oppressed in one scene are the oppressors in the next scene. And so
dude, I'm so glad they didn't burn down that fucking that fruit stand.
Yeah. And then, and while the truth is being told throughout the film, I don't think anybody but Spike Lee could have made this movie as far as like today. Like this is a movie that was easily made in its time, but would be a hard sell to Hollywood unless your name was Spike Lee to try and make that movie today.
Well, I mean, I think it would just have to be, I don't know if I could debate that, but I would say, it would probably have to be somewhat of a self-funded type of.
Good luck trying to get Hollywood
project.
Actors. Yeah, good luck trying to get Hollywood actors to say the lines that they said in this movie.
I mean, again, to your point, yes, it would depend on whose name is attached to it, obviously, right? Like,
well, that 5 minute, 10-minute long racist rant, that goes scene to scene to scene to scene. It was tough to watch, and I just don't know how you could shoot that today in today's times.
I understand.
Well, I mean, you had it more recently, but again, it was another Spike Lee movie in The 25th Hour where had a very similar thing where Ed Norton's character is kind of talking to himself in the mirror, and then he kind of goes on a small racist rant, and then you get a lot of other people from New York, from the different boroughs of New York, all joining in and doing their own very similar scene to that.
Yeah.
But again, to your point, like I feel like it's probably, it's probably hard to think of anybody else who could do that besides Spike Lee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Aged well.
Real quick before we get into Aged Well, I skipped over one. We have the Roy Batty Award for overacting. For this movie, and
I can't wait to hear who won.
Look, man, this goes to my man Bugging Out. Fucking Giancarlo Esposito, man, he is going all in on this fucking movie.
Yeah,
all in. So, and look, in a very entertaining way. Like, I don't feel like it was way over the top like fucking Roy Batty, but it was definitely he was definitely going for it.
Yeah, he was out there. That was good. That's a good call.
All right.
Yeah.
Aged well. For me, I have the 1989 version of the Overture in Ben-Hur. When we did Ben-Hur, I was surprised to see that the movie starts with 6.5 minutes of music, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? What is going on here?"
Because this music is beautiful.
Yeah,
it was great.
But then we come to the 1989 Do the Right Thing, where you get 4.5 minutes of Fight the Power with Rosie Perez doing all kinds of fine ass Rosie Perez doing variations of all these different dances for 4.5 minutes. And listen, I enjoyed it way more than I liked Ben-Hur's Overture. So that was something for me for sure that aged well. And then to go back to Caveat on Top to what the Fossil was talking about.
I mean, that song
Sweet
slaps
Dick.
though, but I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, it does.
Fight the Power.
I mean, I think that's another thing that's aged well is just the Fight the Power song, which was written for this movie, by the way. But caveat on what Jason was talking about earlier about Sweet Dick Willie is his climate change conversation with the guys.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, look, that's still, we just had a winter storm in Texas where we had like single digit temperatures and everything froze over and it was a nightmare. Like, guys, we're near the equator down here. We're in Texas. Like, it's not supposed to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear that out there. I know Texas doesn't really believe in climate change, but
dude, I mean, people don't even believe that the snow was real. Okay. So
I know. But how many generational fucking storms, like 100-year storms, do we have to have before people are like,
there might be something to it.
There might be something in this climate change thing.
Look,
Sweet Dick Willie, 32 years ahead of his time. That's all I'm saying.
I'm tired of Houston and the greater Houston area dealing with these. Oh, it's a once in a fucking lifetime. Like, I've been through 2 of them in about 5 years. I don't want to be a part of. Oh, it's a once in a generational volcano. Like, no, like, dude, I'm good. Like, can we just stop going through life events already?
Yeah.
Age well for me. This is a slightly different turn, but I wanted to make sure I talk about it because I'm the guy who brings this up in this podcast. I think the cinematography, and I mean this seriously. I think the cinematography, the way the camera works in some of the scenes. There's a few long shots that look like they are one take scenes. Where it's when
like the scene with Sal and Pino.
Well, that, and then there's a scene where Mookie is walking after he has delivered a pizza, and it's a very long take, even where the camera goes through some trees to where he knocks on the door and goes. I really thought the camera work and just the overall
for a budget film,
was. I mean, they worked very well with what they had. And I thought it was very well done. And the music also, I think, has aged well. Not just Public Enemy, but all of the music choices in general. And a lot of them were musical choices that I would not have expected in certain scenes. There were some different styles of music that were chosen. It wasn't just all like contemporary for the time. There was a lot of other choices as well. And overall, I think the music really helped keep me engaged. And again, like I said, the camera work I thought was very, very well. I think it was a very well shot movie. Given that,
I would tell you, I think the best music category in the shitties next week is going to be Sneaky Tough.
Yes,
like there's a lot of good music I mean, Blade Runner shit, but everybody else has some really good music to choose from.
I think the music in Blade Runner is actually one of the strengths, oddly enough. But whatever.
This is going to be a long week.
So
sure it is, Dave. Sure.
So anyway, I think that has aged very well. Because
hey Dave, did we do a Blade Runner podcast? I don't even know.
Yeah, we did. Check out our YouTube page.
Okay.
And you'll be able to find it there. So.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
That's it. I mean, that's pretty much. I just wanted to point those 2 things out. I think that aged well, very well, in fact.
Yeah, I think. One thing that aged well is also part of what's controversial about this film, and it's the entire message of racism throughout this film. It makes the idea very murky, and what I mean by that is that it gives you enough dialogue and story from every position where you can almost empathize with somebody. Excluding Pino, fuck that garbage. But even as it escalates to the very end, you're like, it puts you in a sequence of events in which you can see everybody's justified reasoning for what they did. And I think it ages well because it's very, how do I want to word it? It's very conversation based. Like it makes it easy for you to have a conversation about what you see going on, and you can still see everybody else's point of view. And when you talk about racism, you have to end up having that where, well, it's, we got to have this discussion. We got to have this debate. We got to have this talk. We need to get it out in the open. I think this movie does a really good job of doing that.
Yeah.
And that's healthy. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, jumping on that, Jason, and kind of adding what you're saying. I mean, I think if you don't, in my opinion, if you don't know what's going on in the world right now and you need a broken down, you need it broken down for you in an ingestible form, like a movie, this is exactly the type of the movie that you should watch, because it doesn't matter that the year that it was made. The movie has transcended that. This is all still incredibly relevant. Almost every conversation point, and as it pertains to racism, and discrimination and things like that, this is absolutely relevant to today. So if you have a hard time grasping how to even engage in those types of conversations, this might not be a bad place to start to get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree.
So
all right, last category.
Rewatchable.
Oh.
Is this movie rewatchable? And I think me and Dave were talking earlier about this in particular. Is look, it's a hard. There are parts of this movie. Look, short answer, no for me. There are parts of this movie that are very rewatchable, and I think it goes back to some of the scenes we talked about early on, which are more of the comedy-based scenes. But this movie, to me, kind of echoes some other movies that are fucking great movies that you should watch once.
Yep.
Like the movie we talked about earlier today was The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Fossil, you've seen Pursuit of Happiness, right?
I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I feel like I'm a better person for having seen the movie, and I would certainly urge everybody in the world to go watch that movie. But I can't watch him sit in this bathroom of this Subway and hold his bathroom door closed with his foot so his kid has somewhere to sleep with a roof over his head. I can't watch that a second time.
While he's crying.
While he's crying, dude, that is devastating.
And the fact that that this is based on a true story. Pursuit of Happiness is what we're talking about, in case somebody missed the transition there.
Look, like, I'm not trying to put blinders on and act like we don't have this problem going on in the world today, but I watch movies as an escape a lot of times, right? And I think when you look at the psychology of people that watch things multiple times, they're watching things for comfort, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people rewatch TV shows, or myself rewatch Major League 3 back to the minors. I might watch it 150 times because I'm super comfortable. Like I know there's nothing in this movie that I have to like sit down and really take on this heavy burden of watching. And look, it's hard to watch a white NYPD officer choke a black man to death, and kill this guy when he didn't have to, and that's hard to watch, man. So, is this movie rewatchable? No, not for me. Certain parts are, but in total, I'll probably I couldn't even make it through the second rewatch of this movie, and I try to watch at least every one of these twice. I couldn't even make it through the rewatch. I certainly didn't watch. I didn't rewatch the last 20 minutes.
So I'll say this. This is this is kind of basically restating some of what Josh said. I think this is a very important movie, and I think everyone should watch the movie, right? Whether this subject interests you or not, I think you should watch this movie. I would say
I think this should be curriculum.
Yes. Like, I think, and I would even more so recommend it if you think, oh, this movie is not for me. Then you need to watch it if you think the movie is not for you, right? Now, does that mean that this is a movie that you should put on if you're bored on a Saturday night? That depends on the person. For me, that is not what I would do to help me with my boredom. But that doesn't take anything away from the movie. I didn't deduct any points or whatever from the movie for it not being rewatchable, because this movie is so important. This is not not talking shit about Toy Story, but this is not a story about Andy's toys trying to get back to him. You know, this is real shit. So regardless of our scores, in my opinion, you should watch this movie. Like, our scores are just there for comedic purposes and stuff like that, but this movie is more important than that, honestly. So go watch the movie. It's surprisingly I don't want to say disturbingly, but maybe that's the right word, relevant. So I'm glad I watched it. I'll say that.
So Dave.
Yes, sir.
Is it rewatchable?
I would rewatch it with somebody who hadn't seen it.
Okay. Let's see. Is it rewatchable? No. I like the movie. I the first time I watched this movie was probably 1 or 2 years after it first came out, and I didn't get the movie. Wrong time, wrong place, whatever the case may be. Watched it again earlier today. It is a hard-hitting movie for being a comedy drama. But I would recommend anybody that has never seen it to give it a shot. I would never turn this on and have my son watch it, just because I don't need them to learn all the words in this. But I would recommend people watch it at least once.
Well, let's clarify. Let's clarify. Your son is not 17 or 18. So I mean,
no, he's 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need him going to school throwing down some of the words he learns in.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a very solid film. It's a good film. I probably will not watch it again.
It's not bad that it's not rewatchable.
Yes.
Correct.
In this case.
Yes.
So
yeah, this is not rewatching half a Saving Private Ryan or $1 Million Baby or something like that.
Oh, $1 Million Baby. Can't even put it on the end of that movie.
Dude, I don't watch any of that movie.
Oh man, there's so much good $1 Million Baby up until you get to that point. I stop every time when we get to the point where she's about to break her neck and
I just know it's coming. And
spoilers, by the way.
That's all I can think
the movie's
of.
been out 20 years, bro.
Really? Man.
Hey, look, I think something like that. I think we reached the end of this podcast. I hope for 3 white guys that were a little worried about talking about this movie at the start of this podcast, I hope we did okay. Hope we didn't sanitize it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
please watch it.
Yes.
Check it out at least once if you haven't.
Absolutely.
Yes, watch this fucking movie. It's really good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
in the meantime, look forward next week to the Shitties, where we're going to give out our awards for the first 5 movies that we've done so far. So just to recap those: Ben-Hur, Toy Story, Yankee Doodle Dandy, Blade Runner, and Do the Right Thing.
I think you meant Blade motherfucking Runner.
Starring
Harrison
Ford.
We'll be giving out awards for those movies next week.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Stick with us. Come back next week and let's check out these awards. It'll be great. It'll be a good time.
It'll be fun.
All right, guys.
Till then,
take it easy. Stay safe.
Later.
Live long and prosper.